So I'm still out looking for some PvP action. We've been close, but haven't gotten on any of the kills. Been there for the kills, not quick enough to get in on them. So, you know how it goes, huh? There was somebody reported next door here. We'll see if we can find anything. This is a Hyperion. This one is set up for PvP, and it's a pretty great ship. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's one of the better T1 battleships for PvP. So
warp drive active.
So, don't forget, we got some giveaways. Exclamation point giveaway. Get in on the monthly and on the show stuff. If we hit Hype Train 1 or above during the show today, there will be a drawing. Alright. What do we got here? This guy is next door. Let's go look.
Welcome to the Dragons.
I am using just followed.
Using welcome. Oh, okay, so this might be a really bad idea, because an entire fleet just showed up next door to this person. And so they might be the bait.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, there's 15 next door. And here they come. Yep. Alright. I'm probably going to be stuck in this system unless we get a nice fleet that comes in here. And then I can... Oh yeah, and we have all these penalties in here. All these penalties. So... Yeah, yeah, it's a good thing I didn't warp into them. They would knock me out for sure. And so I don't know how close they are to us. They're close. Here they are, in fact. Here they are. Oh, and they're going to over there. Well, I'm not going to give them chase. It's just too many. I'd get wiped out. So they're sitting on the gate over there. They are warping other places. They are not taking that gate. I'd love to engage with them, but I need to have more of our standing fleet here. I can't do this one by myself. Now, I don't know if they potentially went through here where I was going to go, and they Is he one of them? Don't know if he's one of them or not. They're hunting. See, they're splitting up and they're going through multiple gates here. I can see on my intel here, you know, where I'm at and where they are at, or where they're being reported at. I can't see where they're at. I can only see where they're reported at. It doesn't give me some special ability. It's just a visualization of our intel channel. So there's still 2 left in here. This guy's just sitting on the gate. See, they're out on the hunt. They're looking around for targets and just waiting for one of their people to call out a target. That's what's going on here. It's a perfectly fine tactic. All coming back into here again. They're on both sides of me now. Which alliance? So I'm, this is one of my Horde characters. One of my Pandemic Horde characters. I have something very rare where I have both Horde and Imperium characters. And don't try it at home. You're likely to get kicked out of both. Yeah, so I'm currently on one of my Horde characters. I'm just keeping an eye on the gate up there and keeping a little bit closer to the station. If we have a fleet that comes in, then I'll be happy to engage with them. And we do have some more people that are here, but we need even more, given that there's about 15 of them. So lots of alerts going off. So the bulk of their fleet is next door in this system here. We also happen to have another fleet that's 5 jumps away. They're goons. I could end up fighting my goon counterparts. I keep things specific. So, like, I'm on my Horde character now. Goons are bad. When I'm on my Imperium characters, goons are fine. Horde is bad. I mean, look at look at all these alerts here, and so down at the bottom is the Horde guys. Up here on both sides of me, we have other people. Big fleet just above me. good right here. Somebody asking for help. It's not too far away, but I can't get to him from here right now. All right. They going through? Yep. All right. Warping up to here.
Warp drive active.
All right. Might be to my death, but here I go. Nope. They're continuing to warp on. All right, they're gone. So, and this is no longer our space. So, I head out of here.
Warp drive active.
All right, I am at one disadvantage in the fleet, and that is that I'm not on comms. And that's because I don't broadcast comms on the show for either side, no matter which side I'm, flying for. And it's just a security thing for the rest of the people in the fleet. So... By the way, if you want to join either one of the corps that I'm in, !corp or corpse, don't remember, one of those two. And, all right. And there are, oh wait, I forgot to update it. Oh, I have the old link for Horde. Maybe I can fix that next break.
Drive active.
Now let me see if I can fix that link really quick. Right, it's fixed. So if you ran the corp command, you can run it again. It's fixed. The first link for my Horde corp was wrong, but now it's right. Now it's fixed. Trying to get to the next system we're fighting in. I'm in a great ship for PvP in this Hyperion, but it's not very fast. So, I'm able to effectively punch really hard with this, but I'm slow to get there. Could use a space before the URL. Oh yeah, let me fix that. I can fix that. All right, it's fixed. Thank you for the heads up on that. Doing it on the fly. Less time for error correction. How much max value do I move in my impel to avoid ganks? Oh, I'll do... if I have a scout, I'll do as much as 3 billion. If I don't have a scout, then maybe like 1.5. But if I have a scout in like Udema or whatnot, which I do, they're logged out there right now. They're just a skill farmer on one of the skill farming accounts. And, so, all right, let's see here. All right, well, I am going to orbit this. Don't know where the fight is in here. I see a lot of people in here. And they're coming back. I suspect that these are the guys. They're a hot drop group, and I'm pretty sure they're a widow and a couple other mixed ships. So I don't know that for sure, but I think that's what it was earlier when they were reported. So I'm sitting on the gate here. We still got a lot of people in here. If I'm vulnerable at all here on the gate, I mean a little bit, if they were to drop on me. But we got all these guys right here, which will then warp to me as soon as I holler. And so, you know, I'm pretty safe. I'm pretty safe overall. Unless something else is called out, somebody needs help within the next couple, systems close by. I'm going to sit here for a minute. I gotta say, there are some differences between Horde and Imperium. One of them is the PvP, like being in standing fleet and running around, getting into fights and stuff, has consistently been better in Horde. And it might be because Horde is gathered so close together in a few systems. Like, we all live kind of out of the same couple of systems, even though I have a secondary system here which is owned by our corp. The majority of my stuff is in these main systems, and whereas Imperium, we're quite a bit spread out, and it makes for some nice relaxed PvE and other stuff like mining and stuff like that, which there's a lot of that stuff that happens here in Horde space too, but it is definitely a difference. Like, I set myself up ready for PvP yesterday on multiple characters in Imperium, but now it's going to be I won't necessarily do something like this, like going out looking for PvP action. It's going to be more of a reactionary thing, that my characters are in that system, there's a fleet in there, or a single ship, and so I'll go dock up and switch into a different ship and go out and fight. And we're here, I tend to do a lot more of roaming our neighborhood, let's say, looking for a fight. And so it's it's a different feel, and like, but the feel of like the camaraderie and stuff in the fleets, in standing fleet and everything, and the other people we play with, it's the same whether you are Horde or whether you are Imperium. And so it's maybe about where you feel you fit in better as to which side you would be on, or which, whatnot. So great to explain this, because you're wondering which block you should join. Yeah, well, so from the outside, like, I had for many years never considered joining Goons or Imperium or anything, because they're just such awful people. Even though I'm friends with some Goons, even in real life, and everything. And before Matani, I was friends in real life with the previous leader of Goons and everything. And he was actually in the video game industry. He was a lawyer in the video game industry, and I did panels and talks with him sometimes at video game conferences and stuff. I think we spoke at PAX together one time, and we spoke at maybe GDC one time together, something like that, or maybe Login Conference. I don't remember, but anyway, the Goons, are a bit more of a rebel bunch. And a bit more on the side of glass half full, as opposed to, or glass half empty, as opposed to glass half full, and a bit more of instigators and troublemakers, and actually probably a lot more of instigators and troublemakers. So if you're looking to be more nefarious, Imperium might be the side. But if you are looking for maybe tighter knit groups, more players around, if you're looking for more PvP action in like doing home defense or whatnot, then maybe Horde. I can't say whether or not the defense fleets and stuff, how they are comparatively, because I've never done them before for either side, and that's really because I'm doing the streaming all the time. Most of the time I'm in the game, unless I'm doing my market trading in Jita, is live here on the show. And so and neither side wants comms and war operations broadcast. So I've never really done that. It's never been my part. My contribution has always been more of like a recruiter, or shedding light on what it's like to be a member. And so in Horde, space is owned. In Imperium, space is available to everybody. In Horde, depending on which corp you're in, some of the corps have access to everything except for rented space, and then other corps that are newer and less trusted have access restricted to fewer systems. There's more AWACSing that happens in Horde than happens in Imperium, and that's because Imperium doesn't let just anybody in to the alliances for the most part, and so whereas Horde does, almost any corp can join Horde, and there's many corps that allow just anybody to join, and then they figure out after the fact whether or not you're a good guy or bad guy. There's probably a lot more Goon spies or Imperium spies within Horde than there are Horde spies within Imperium. And so, it's just kind of like what is your play style? What is what do you enjoy? And there's vast differences. And now I can say most likely that you need to do enough research to decide whether or not you like who you join. If you're like saying, based off what I'm saying, are you interested in Imperium or are you interested in Horde? And you need to kind of know this beforehand, of which side you're going to choose, because if you choose, say, the Horde side, and then you go and you're like, well, it's not really quite as good as I wanted or whatnot, then you go and try and join the Imperium side. They may not allow you to join because you've been Horde. A lot more potential for you to be a spy, and vice versa. So you got to keep that in mind. And I don't have good suggestions for you. I mean, obviously, a great suggestion would be, well, join both and see which one you fit in at. Except that if you do that, you will probably be kicked from both with malicious intent. So, mine's a very special setup. It's not what just anybody can do. It's not that I'm special. It's really that I negotiated the ability to do this at the highest levels, and so made it happen. But either side could at any time decide that they're not happy with me and kick me. It could happen. It hasn't, but it could happen. So anyway, that's kind of, I don't know, I guess, a little bit about, which side, who's got the better side. I don't know. I know that I've been playing Imperium side more as of late, but really a lot of that's because it's newer to me. And so, you kind of gravitate towards the newer stuff or whatnot. And so, but I've been, I don't know if I've been in Imperium. I haven't been there 6 months now, I don't think. What has it been, about 4 months maybe? Once I've been in there a year, and in Horde, I've been here for a couple years. I was test for like 8 years before that. Things will kind of even out, and I'll be, just pushing content and doing things that are in the different areas that are maybe region based. So, ask Thor how long Corrin has been around. Oh yeah. So Thor would know, because I made Corrin Valen right at the beginning, didn't I? Yeah. You hear Test is back? Well, I don't know. Maybe they are. Hello, Thor.
Hey, Markee. What's up?
How old is Corrin Valen?
Corrin Valen's age isn't something that's typically specified in EVE Online, since it's more about the character's backstory and skills. You can define it however you'd like. Do you have an age in mind for him?
Yes. When was he created in EVE Online?
Since Corrin Valen is your character, you can check the exact creation date in-game under your character sheet or employment history.
Okay.
Usually it's...
How long ago was the first time you heard of Corrin Valen? Actually, you helped me name Corrin Valen. When did you name Corrin Valen?
I recall that. Corrin Valen was named around the start of January. So it's been a few months now. Have you been enjoying playing with this character so far?
Yes. In fact, I wrote a song about him.
Nice. What's the song about?
It's about him.
That's awesome. What's the main theme or story in the song?
He's a craftsman, and he really likes to put his maker's mark on all the ships he builds.
Oh, that's a cool concept. It really gives a Corrin a unique identity. Are there any specific lines or lyrics you're particularly proud of?
I don't like where this conversation's going. I find it boring.
No worries. What would you like to chat about instead?
Nothing else. I just needed to know how old he was. Thank you.
Got it. Anytime, Markee.
Don't be lazy. Check yourself. Oh my god. All right. Well, here. Let's play Corrin Valen's song. Because, we're talking about him. I mean, I know I'm on my Horde character and he's over in Imperium, but I did actually write a song about him. And here it is. He wants to be a craftsman.
Corrin Valen is my name. Craftsmanship is my game.
Corin seems to be an awesome singer, by the way.
Steel and fire, the work begins. Blueprints laid with steady hands, while others chase the battlefield. I carved my name in metal brand. Engines roar from docks I built. Welded dreams refined in steel. Every frame a tale untold. Every ship.
See if we can get this guy. Here comes the fleet. All right, let's get back in there.
Haulers run, the ledger stack, or refined, no turning back. Pipes run hot, the hammers ring, a silent force behind the king. Engines roar from docks I built, welded dreams refined in steel. Every frame a tale untold, every ship a fate revealed. Melt it down, forge it strong, raise the hull, the line moves on. Turn the gears, strike the flame, builders rise, they know my name. Some seek glory, some seek war. I shape the tools, they hunger for. A factory hum, a hammer's fall, a single spark can change it all.
Getting him. Malediction next.
Melt it down, forge it strong, raise the hull, the line moves on. Turn the gears, strike the flame, builders rise, they know my name. Corin Vallon is my name.
All right, we got in on one.
Craftsmanship is my game.
Okay. So, I suspect I got in on that kill, but I don't know. All right, they're in this next system.
Permission to jump at the moment.
Yep, that's fine. Go now. Right. Well, he flew off. He's in a stiletto. He's going to be incredibly hard for me to catch. And here's this. I got 9.2% of the damage on him. So, that was nice. I mean, I got in on it. Very good. That's what I've been looking for. A little PvP action. I didn't get any loots or anything, but that's okay. Alright, let's see about something a little faster.
Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
Nick Pa, I see what you're saying. I wonder if I could add that to him. All right, so let's see. What do I want to fly? Do have another battleship here. Actually, it's a little bit bigger than a battleship. I have this. It's a little bit more expensive than it's 1.8 billion. So it's the equivalent of 4 of the Hyperions. It's a mean ship. And I can effectively shoot at 78 with this, with 1000 DPS. Pretty expensive to take out for PvP, and it'll be just as slow as the other ship. That's another thing I was thinking of, is like, you know, the other ship is pretty slow. If I want to get to the fight fast, I gotta take something smaller. And I do have, you know, this one ship that I started out with earlier that is very much nice and fast on multiple fronts. I mean, it's 5 AU for the warp, but then it also can achieve 3,800 on its speed without overheating. So and it has an armor rep, which is kind of wild for a little frigate like this. All right. Let's take this one out. And let's go next door and see what the what other ships I have over there. I may have some more PvP ships over there too. I've always had my home station for if I die in PvP instead of in MJ. All right, these guys are all gone. I wonder where they probably filamented out.
Warp drive active. Docking request accepted.
So here, Well, I have some other interesting ships here. I have Fun Brawl. This is about as expensive as the Hyperion, and it probably winds up to higher DPS than the Hyperion. So, and this is PvP fit, and it has dual armor rep. And then I have an Ikitursa here, which, yeah, this one's PvP fit as well. God, it's 856 million. It's dual armor rep, stable. Yeah, I don't know. This actually looks kind of like a little bit of a hybrid between PvE and PvP. Got one other here that could be interesting that I call Charlotte's Web. And this is a Demos heavy assault cruiser. And it's webbing. It's 700 DPS. It's stable. Well, it's stable with caps. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting ship. I can't keep them from warping away, but I can certainly web the hell out of them. And they're 98. Yeah, maybe we should try this one. I don't have any skins for it. I should try this one. Yeah, like an ESS defense. Yeah, it's yeah. So, which can be, I mean, that's half of what happens out here. So yeah, half of the stuff is ESS based, typically. All right, if you're watching on YouTube, see you in the next episode.